Okay, folks, welcome back. Sorry we dropped off. I don't know what happened.
Hopefully, we didn't lose everybody.
I'm pretty sure we probably did, but we're recording this now anyway, and then just got to figure out where my chat is. I'm using a service now called Restream, which hasn't failed me in the past, but I don't drive around this thing as much as I do. But we were talking about just active listings in general and how there's headlines that come out and say, we active listings have grown by 37%. And I was saying, to me, that doesn't mean anything. Um, it's like, I get it. It grew by a percentage, but what really matters is, how many of them are selling. And if we look at, like our active listings right here, we're kind of going flat for the summer, and we're going to be slightly lower than this number right here, which is sitting here at 25,197. So it's going to go down just a little bit lower. We're below 25,000 now. And I apologize, I don't have the banner sitting up there. But what really matters is this months of supply. And we're sitting here at 3.8. And in comparison, you're seeing that Austin, Texas, their prices are coming down like crazy, and they've got an 8-month supply of homes. And we
Yeah.
were up to 4.3 a while back. So we're still in that range where it's not pulling the prices down as much as people say. And I've got some some charts here I can show you exactly where we're at in our market. And but the other thing that really jumps out at me that I've looked at, and that is expired listings. And they're at 4,333 right now as a year to date total versus 3,000 last year. It makes me ask the question, if they tried to sell the house, it didn't work, it's expired now. When are they going to come back? And are they going to come back? Is this trying to just once see if the house will sell and it didn't, so now they're done? Or do you think they'll make another run at it? And if they do, when do you think they'll do that?
But I think. Well, I'll jump in quick here. First of all, I think it's everything. All those numbers are a byproduct of everybody having a lot of equity in their house, so they can do whatever they want. They're not. These are not. These are people who are just kind of at their leisure. Well, let's see what the market gives us. They're not. These are not forced sellers. Let's throw the market out. We bought the house. Jim. We bought the house for, or Jim and Jane. We bought the house for 275 back. Back whenever. Now it's worth 675 or 700. Let's throw it out there for 850 and see if we get it.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's what you're seeing, and that's the reality of that. Everybody's got a lot of equity, and they got the luxury of sitting around. They're not forced. The only ones that are forced are these death, divorce, maybe marriage. They're forced into buying something. So that's why we're seeing this market.
Well,
They're forced into buying because they're getting married. Just the way you said it, Pat.
I know too many women say, "Let's get married and let's go live in an apartment."
Right.
damn it.
Well,
Now I got
obviously
a
a lot of
house and a
people are
wife.
starting out. A lot of people are starting out, but I'm amazed more people don't buy homes. Now you got these wedding. Obviously from a conventional standpoint, a lot of people, instead of having big weddings, have everybody just contribute to your down payment on your house.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
don't ask me to fly to Cancun to jump into that destination wedding. That drives me crazy.
Yeah, those destination weddings just kill me.
I'll mail you a postcard. So
God.
I think, and then Jackie, the percentage, I mean, this is just expired listings. There's also canceled. But it's interesting that the canceled number almost matches the back on market numbers.
Yeah.
I think those guys are just switching realtors. But of the expireds, I mean, you think it's a safe guess to say that maybe a quarter of those put them up for rent,
Probably.
and
It,
they're locked in for a year now.
yeah. So it's so odd because it seems like the listings I have, which we've got about 9 listings right now, they were all need to sell, not desperate to sell, but need to sell. For one reason or another, job transfer, parent moving to live with children or whatever. But all of our listings seem to have been need to sell, but not desperate. And then all of our buyers, when we're looking at homes, And for instance, we had just made an offer. We were talking about it before we lost everybody. The seller on the home we just made an offer on, it's like if he gets his price, he gets his price, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. He doesn't care. And we're running into, the buyers are hearing that it's a buyer's market and it's time to make good aggressive offers. We're winning those against the new builds, but the resales, a lot of them are just like Pat said, they've got equity. They hear their neighbor got this. They don't know what's going to happen in the market in the future. Is it going to go down further? So maybe should I test the market now? But I'm not going to give my house away because I don't have to.
Yeah. And there's a disconnect. I mean, we talked last week. We've never seen such a large disconnect between buyers and sellers. And Rick, welcome back. Thanks for giving us another shot here, because I know you had a question and then we just went to boop. So in Phoenix, it seems there are few offerings of two-story homes by new builds. Is that because of the heat? You show quite a bit of new builds, Jackie. Do you see fewer and fewer two-stories? Or?
Well, one stories are always more desirable. They're typically more expensive. They take up more space on the lot, but every builder I've been working with, they've got two stories as well, but they typically seem to have more one-story options.
Yeah, and I had a basement home when I first moved here. Man, I loved it. So it was kept nice, cool. So we're asking, when's our next?
Did you say you had a basement home, or you lived in a basement?
Well, same thing.
Okay.
I've got stories. Carson, look at the good group people. When's the meetup, fellas? If we do a meetup, we've been having a hard time kind of putting our heads together. I would have to do that I'm leaving town on the 31st of July, so we're going to have to do it before then. So let's figure out a time and date when this is done, and figure out when we can do it and get out there. But I want to show people something, and you guys haven't seen this either. And it's just a different way to show market data, different format than what I normally do here. And it is, Cromford market data, but I want to show this, and in the comment section, let me know what you think. And, cause this is, I just find this kind of fun. And it's got here that, the Phoenix market, it's got a little spotlight button. Watch this. Inventory dropped 39% in Paradise Valley. This is talking about now in the summer, and with 5% fewer homes in escrow. And number 3 in market ranking, Paradise Valley now ranks as the 3rd strongest seller market in the Phoenix area. Contrary to typical summer patterns, Paradise Valley has transitioned from balanced to a strong seller's market. And we've seen that, and it's because the stock market's doing well. But here's a breakdown by price. Take a look at this. Under 400,000 is down 4.5%. 4 to 600,000 prices are down 2.4. 600 to 1.5 million up 0.4. Over 1.5 million up 4.4%. But the real hammering is down here in condos and townhomes between 250 and 400,000. They're down 5.5%. So that's a kind of a nice visual breakdown of what's going on in our market. We're not down 30. So you got buyer's market opportunities. Obviously, between single-family homes between 250 and 300 have seen a 38% increase in June sales. So those that are coming available are getting scooped up. Homes of 3 to 400 experienced a 10% increase in sales despite a 3.5% average price decline. They list the condo prices as condo opportunities. Sellers negotiating and concessions, closing cost assistance, 55% of sales closed had seller contributions averaging 10 grand. The average sales price reached 97.1% of the list price. Median days on market, 44 days, 59 days for condos and townhomes. So that's kind of a quick snapshot there for you. Negotiation patterns by property type price. This is new. I haven't seen this. It says here, the negotiating focus for this price range, 3 to 4, 99.1% of the list price, closing costs, repairs, and upgrades. Condos and townhomes, price reductions. So in the single family homes, people are really asking for closing cost help, repairs,
Mhm.
and upgrades. But in condos, they're just give me a good price. Just,
Yeah.
we're single family above a million, significant price negotiations.
Exactly.
Are we jumping out again here?
I think Pat was saying something.
Then he buffered. So, but we'll wait and see if he springs back. Frustrating day in the web, isn't it? Market outlook for buyers. Consider entry level homes. Yeah, Pat, pop out and come back in again.
They're-
There, I did it for him. This one didn't undo. Now he's back. Nope, not working out.
Trying to
Got to pull him out for a couple minutes.
Strange.
For buyers here, it's saying
Bargain.
consider the entry level homes with recent price drops, almost 5.5%. Explore Paradise Valley for potential value despite the seller market status, but request closing cost assistance. Everybody for sellers, better price competitively to avoid extended time on the market. Prepare for negotiation requests on closing costs and repairs. So now I have this link in the description below, and you can get this yourself and kind of go through it and take a peek at it. And I've also got in there a link where you can request a zip code market report just for your zip code, and see if I could put Pat back on here. We're putting you back on, Pat, but I think you're dead.
He looks frozen.
Yeah, he's not having a good hair day. So
Poor guy.
So tell me what you're seeing in new construction now, Jackie. Are you seeing an increase in the ability to negotiate now, or is it getting better, getting worse? I mean, price reductions?
We just had one that we closed with a joint client, and he did fantastic. So we got an additional. They gave us a ton of stuff, basically equivalent to about $98,000 worth of concessions between the buy down and so forth. And then at the end, the rep made a mistake and transposed numbers, and I actually got her to do another $20,000 reduction because of that. And so they were super excited. Their appraisal came in higher, I think by about 20,000 than what they paid for the house. And then now they bought it. It was in the mid sevens, I think 750-ish range. And now he saw that floor plan is being offered for just under $1 million. So he did really good.
Gotta be happy about that.
Yeah. And so there's the builders, it just really depends on the builder and the area. The further out you go, the more the incentives, obviously, and the more you can get from them. As the year goes on, from now until the end of the year is going to be the best time to hit the new builds, because they're going to want to get everything off their books before the end of the year. What I'm noticing is they seem to be pulling back on the amount of spec homes they're offering. And I don't know if you're seeing that in MLS too, but I'm seeing less and less hitting MLS, and the builders, I'm seeing less of those ready built across the board, in town and on the outskirts.
That's interesting. We got Chris Camper saying, I see a lot of price reductions on people that need to sell. They will form the new comps. And we're seeing that. We're seeing, we just showed some numbers that showed that, they're down like 3-4%. The people that are listing just to see if they can profit a small retirement fund aren't coming down, and they're not. They're going to sit it out. We said earlier, I don't know if you're around, but we said earlier that they're trying, they're gone. What's going to make them come back? Well, you got to ask yourself right now, well, they priced wrong to begin with, right? So they came in too hot. It didn't work, so they left. Are they going to come back with the same misinformation? Their neighbor's going to tell them, hey, I hear things really picked up, and they're going to come in and price hot again. I think they will.
Yeah, very possible.
So I think we're going to be dealing with expireds for probably at least another 6 months. We've got Rich here said, if I had a basement home, I would spend the summer in the basement. in a suburb of Buffalo now, 59 low tonight, 76 high Friday with low humidity. Used to live out there. Top foods, not in Buffalo. I was in Rochester. I had a basement home too, and I was always told, be prepared. It might flood because when the snow melts, condos have no exterior needs. HOA pays. That is true. That is true. And then your condo association fee goes up.
Right. I
So,
have not had a request from a buyer for a condo or a townhome in a couple years.
yeah.
They just have such a stigma to them now. And it's unfortunate because they can be a good option for a first-time home buyer to at least get into the market. But the equity that they gain now is so minimal, if any. Even if the market was okay, I still feel like condos and townhomes, they just have such a stigma now that even if the market was doing okay, I don't see them really increasing in value.
Well, the other thing is too, if you're renting and you're renting an apartment, you want a house, you don't want a condo. You're just transferring, and the condo's payments were more than rent, so why do it? And I made a statement when we had Tina Tambura on probably about 2 years ago. I said, it's been my experience that condos are the last ones where the prices go up and the first ones where prices come down. And we didn't agree on that, but it's lo and behold, that's
Well,
what
I
we got
think you were
going on.
right.
I think, Pat, or you have returned.
Yeah, I
You
figured
there?
I'd take a break from you guys for a while.
Hell, I don't blame you. I don't.
You took a quick nap.
Let's hear.
You're getting a little
Someone
boring.
paid
Getting a little tired-
36
getting a little
million
tired
for
of
a
you guys.
paradise. Was it 36 million for a Paradise Valley home near a friend of mine's house? My friend's home of 3,000 square feet was appraised as a tear down. Wow. As the builder concessions really all the builder concessions really skew the median sales price. Concessions be equal to a price reduction in reality. So you guys need to pay your Wi-Fi bills. I have Cox and I have 1,000 download speed, and I just got upgraded about 2 months ago to 100 upload. For streams, all you need is 8. And
Wow.
so I think it's something inside the software because I use streaming software. So I'm going here. I got to roll around in their little world to get to YouTube, and I've had this problem a couple times now, and I'm gonna probably
I just gotta make sure
upgrade
when I'm
this
off camera,
software.
when I'm off camera
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
frustrated,
that's right.
I swear I don't swear.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
Irish comes out of
It's
me.
frustrating.
Oh God,
Well,
is it
because
ever?
when it drops in the software, it doesn't mean that you've left YouTube. So
I
that's the
know. That's why you
dangerous
can't.
part.
I can't bring out my Irish in me.
Well,
But
Pat, I pulled this up. This is the CPI report. Household energy up 7.1. Auto insurance up 6.3. This is national. So the only thing was
yeah,
dropping is clothing, hotel rooms, electronics, airfare, and gasoline, 8.3%. Prescription drugs are still up 1.2. New vehicles up 1.9. Alcohol, God forbid, 1.4. But the highest thing is household energy. That should get better because gasoline's down, oil prices are down. So, but anyway, that's what it's showing. Rent up 3.7. But then you got the PPI, which is a producer pricing index, that came in flat, right?
yeah. Pretty much everything's been coming in flat. There's up a little bit. There was just an uptick, but overall, I mean, comparatively speaking, where we were a year and a half ago, my, there's so many numbers out there to compare. I mean, the Wall Street breaks down all these numbers. I don't have the capacity or brain power to do that. But I just look at trends, see how things are looking, feeling what people are talking. Inflation is still there. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at car inflation or car insurance, homeowners insurance. That's kicking everybody in the butt. Things have come down, but I just they're saying it's coming down, but to be skeptical, I just haven't seen it come down in my world.
I'm seeing some rent come down.
Yeah, rents are
Um,
coming down. Yeah, a
and
little bit.
I'm not seeing it so much in the corporate owned rent, like the gray stars and stuff, seeing it in the
Yeah.
private condos, the rent's coming down. And so that, but not enough to make you go, oh, wow. I think what you're going to see is you're not going to get that $200 increase this year.
No.
They're just going to
You know,
say,
see,
please stay.
yeah. I think if
Don't
people who
move.
got good renters are going to want to keep them. They're going to keep their prices pretty stable. But once again, it just seems as though we've been in this darn wait and see period. We're just waiting and watching the CPI, the PPI. Once again, as I told you the last couple of months, I mean, you look at the CPI and the PPI numbers that have been coming out the last several months. It's been a very benign reaction to all these numbers. So it seems like Wall Street's kind of absorbing these numbers. Everybody's waiting and seeing. Like last week, we had the show. Like, okay, let's wait to see what happens with the CPI. That didn't.
Didn't
The
move
bond market
anything.
was down about.
It didn't move anything.
Yeah, I mean, it moved the bond market about 20 basis points in the 5.5% coupon. But overall, I mean, you look at it. I'm pulling up. Let me share my screen here real quick. Since I popped back off. Crap, I forgot to. Excuse my French.
I heard something the other day that when Trump announces a tariff, they're giving them the 24 to 48 hour rule.
You
It's
look
gonna
at
change it again.
give me one. What's that?
It used to seem like, though, that it used to seem like every time there was any kind of a change, the market jumped like one way or another. And now it's like, I mean, it used to be like a drunken sailor. Like, the smallest thing could happen and it either go crazy up or crazy down. Now it just kind of is like, eh. Like it does nothing.
I mean, it's not very scientific, Jackie, but that's exactly what I'm looking at. A year and a half ago, the CPI, that would come out and the bond market would be down 60 basis points or up 65 basis. I mean, it was really moving the market. The last 6 to 12 months, it's been kind of like, okay, it's kind of like having that drunken Uncle Joe that comes over drunk and like, okay, he's drunk. We know how, before used to be all reacting to him, but now he's like, yeah, let him just be him. And it's just, it's just kind of, people are getting used to it. And that's what's kind of telling me psychologically that, once again, I've talked about this the last couple of weeks. Once we get past the tariff talk, they passed the bill. The Federal Reserve, we're going to have definitely more direction of what they're doing. Obviously, September, their July cuts are off. September, you never know. But I think that's why September, October, you're going to see some movement. And for all that we've been through the last couple of years, rates have been very benign in the high 6 range, and it's been pretty much stuck there. Yeah, we did have, if you look at this chart, I mean, you go back, this is a 5-year chart, right? Look at it right here. This is pretty much right here. This is basically 3 months. This is back in September, end of the 2023, September, October, November, December. But if you take those months out, we've been kind of stuck in this channel since October of 22.
Yeah.
So we're a couple months away from being 3 years out into this channel that I just keep seeing. And I believe that if the rates do come down, for some activity. And then once again, psychology, people get back out there. They got that little bit of a fear of missing out. We might see a little surge. That's my prediction.
Yeah, if rates come down, I think we will. Especially when you just shared those numbers in the 300 to 400,000 range. Makes that certainly a lot more attractive. Got a question here with trying to find single family home rental. We must have a real buffer here.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to step on you, Pat. Trying to find single family rental properties that produce positive cash flow. Am I shooting for the stars with the current market? What do you think, Jackie?
So it's funny that this is being asked because I just worked with a friend of mine who was an agent for many years and his investor trying like heck to find some good situations to where we had, it made sense And with the interest rates the way they are, it made sense if I could have gotten him. So we were looking at new builds. If we could have gotten the incentives they offer the first time home buyers or the owner occupants, if we could have gotten those incentives, I could have sold him 100 homes because we could have made that work all day long, but not at the current rates.
Yeah, and I agree
It's
with
just tough.
Rich here. It just doesn't pencil out. In fact, we're seeing a lot of
No,
investors hitting me up more for fix and flips. Nobody asking for rental properties anymore.
nope. And I just spent like a good month really diving in and researching and looking, and we couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, I think people buying for rentals right now pretty much left this
Yeah.
market and gone to other parts of the
You spoke to
country.
him, Pat.
Yeah, Seth. Yeah,
Yeah.
good guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's just with the cap rate where it's at. I mean, you get, I think there's, I see investors are looking for appreciation. You get just a combination of things. You get high rates. You get really appreciation rates. Okay, we're 1, 2, 3, anywhere from negative 2 or 3, 4%, positive maybe 1 or 2 or 3%. And what the problem is with the stock market going through the roof, the money has flowed to the stock market, crypto, and you're not seeing that flow from the real estate investment, because people are like, I've got millions of dollars, but I'm not going to throw it into real estate where I can buy AI stocks and crypto stocks and I can make 10% in an hour.
Yeah.
There's a big
So I
investor
agree
out
with
there.
Chris.
Big investor out there now that's throwing money into Open Door, says he's going to because he thinks they're the future. So their stock finally got up above $1. It went from a low of 55 cents to $1.85 today.
Wow.
And it looks like it's the next new meme stock for a while. It's kind of interesting to watch because all the analytics that I read on it says it doesn't have good long-term play. They don't have any cash flow.
Yeah.
And Carson says, from what I'm seeing and talking with agents, it goes with what you've said for months, Rick. Price the house according to the market, not a year to 4 years ago. There are a lot of buyers wanting to buy. The buyers want a bargain.
Right.
There's no escaping
Even
that.
if the house is priced perfectly at market for today, not from your comps from 3 months ago or 6 months ago, and that doesn't even work anymore. Priced at market or below market for today, you still, depending on the price point, but anything below $750, buyers want a bargain. They're not going to pay full price. They're going to ask for a decent amount off.
Yeah, I'm seeing that all the time. So you can have a house that's $550,000, and it probably realistically could be selling for 6.25, but they want to move it quickly, so they're pricing it at $550. The buyers are still coming in and going $510.
Right.
So that's where you really need both agents to really start talking.
I just wish buyers and sellers could get together and we could all join and be one.
Sing Kumbaya or something.
Buy a Coke and give it to everybody.
Large apartments are using concessions and keep stated rents. They do that first. Concessions come in, 2 months free, free coffee. Then they lower the rents, but it's not going down by much. A lot of people ask me about homes with a buy the home, date the rate on adjustable from builders are going to start feeling the pain. We never pushed marry the home, date the rate, did we?
Mm-mm.
I hated that saying. I mean, maybe I said it once, but God, after a while, it just got nauseating. It's like shut up.
It went with crushing it.
I think
crushing it. Yeah, that's banned. That's been banned.
Yeah, crushing it. That's another one. Oh God, that's just crushing it. I mean, I think the 2-1 buy down once again. If people used it the right way, people knew. There's probably some people are going to be caught by surprise once they go up a little bit. But they go from say 4.5 to 5.5 to 6.5. They should know, where they were and where they're going. But it's a very bifurcated market. I've just in 25 years. Huh? What's that?
I said my watch just told me it's time to stand.
Oh, to stand. Well, go ahead. We'll wait.
Hey, can I jump in and show this real quick, Pat? This is
Go right. It's your hey, it's
this
your
is not.
show. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm the Ed McMahon of Rick Helps.
I'm just being very overly polite. This is a zip code report that the link is down below, and I'm pushing it because it's really cool. It's for this is for what zip code is this one? This was in 85023. So it gives you the price trends, inventory and sales activity, price breakdown by bedroom count. So the link's down below. If you want to know what's going on in your zip code, not your community or, just your zip code. I can't get down to like Ocotillo but it compares by new neighbor zip code, and look at the picture that you get at the
Wow.
end.
Look at that.
It's, but that report,
That's worth a subscription altogether.
it is. And you just have to click the link and request it, and I send it out to you, and you'll be in my CRM. And so I will update you, once a month, send you out a report. So, I've been having fun putting those things together, and I think, I've got a lot of positive feedback. I've sent out about 40 of them already.
That's
And,
awesome.
So, and then, I do have the newsletter that comes out on Monday morning, but it's not that extensive. It does show you the Cromford market data, and it's got Pat's mortgage tidbit. That's worth a lot of money right there. And then
Yeah.
some more,
It's
and then my coveted opinion at the bottom. So that link's down below too as well. So. Well, folks, this was fun. It was definitely challenging. I hope we don't have any
not as smooth
hiccups like
flowing
this
as we
again
wanted
going
it
forward.
to.
But you live by the tech and you die by
This
the
is
tech. That's what I say. So, but we'll just chalk this
this
up.
is the
It's
crap
still
that you get when
look. No matter
you're
how
live,
bad
you
these
know.
get, Pat, they're not as bad as the very first live stream we did.
Yeah.
That one was horrible. So, well, thanks guys for joining me, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace out.
Take care.